From playing in the high 90s to the 70s, this is the powerful move that has transformed my students' golf swings to get them playing the best golf of their life right now. If we look at the best ball strikers on the planet throughout history, there's one consistent movement of the hips throughout the swing. And that is that the hips continually move towards target from the start here to the top, and on the way through, the hips always finish more forward than where they started. So we'd see the hips here in the beginning, the hips here in the follow through. A lot of amateurs do the opposite of that. The hips will stay here. Oftentimes the hips will shift back, and through the shot the hips will actually stay static here at best, or they sometimes move backward, more backward to the swing. And if you can change the motion of your hips from going backward to then going all towards the target, your ball striking is going to get to a whole new level. This concept right here is what you need to play fantastic golf. What you'll find is that my hips start static, I start to turn my hips start moving more forward, and then boom, I've extended my spine fully. My hips are now tucked under my spine, and my hips are very far forward. That releases my body through the shot. I just struck that really solid. And what it looks like from the rear view is this. So the tailbone is moving targetward as I turn my hips, and then boom, springing up into action. Now my tailbone is under, in front of my spine, and I've extended my spine. Average golfers will do the opposite. There's usually a shift or a sway into this side, and then the hip moves backward, and the hips might stay in place if you're lucky, but the weight falls backward. So the weight has to continuously go forward. As a rule, weight forward means contact in front of the ball, weight back means contact behind the ball. It's a very simple equation. And when you know that, you can start to build a swing that has solid contact almost every single time. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set some weight forward, keep my arms straight. Just keep the weight forward, and I hit shots with the weight staying on that front side. And by doing that, I build up a consistent contact point with the golf ball. Very solid strike right there. Makes me wanna do it again because it feels so good. Keep the weight there, swing. And all I'm training by this motion, look at where the hips are, that the hips never moved back. That would look like something like this. That would be a reverse pivot, going from one position back to the other. So I'm reversing where I've pivoted. This is not a reverse pivot because I'm just going from a forward position and I'm going more forward. And it's a common misconception. Hitting off the front side is not a reverse pivot because there's nothing that is reversed. I've just gone forward, more forward. Reverse pivot is when somebody would go forward and then fall backward. I have just reversed my pivot. So that would be step one. Building consistent contact, keeping the weight forward, short swings, feeling solid contact, boom, money. There's a 99% chance that your hips are going backward, just because I see this all the time on the driving range. So getting your hips to stay forward should feel very weird to you. It's the opposite of where you started. So by keeping the weight forward, that enables me throughout the entire swing to get the hips going towards the target. And then by keeping the weight forward in the downswing, that enables the hips to go more towards the target. Isn't that awesome? How simple that is? Some golfers on TV, there might be a little bit of lateral shift in the beginning, a little bit of a pressure shift this way, but there's a recentering move at the top of the backswing, and you look at anybody, you could look at Rory, for example. His rear view, with all his clubs, driver included, the hips are moving targetward. You could look at Hogan, yeah, a little bit of shifting, there's a recentering of the hips move forward. So the hips are always more forward from the start position. So your step one is complete. Your step two would be the full swing. Well, go to the top of the backswing. I've kept all my weight forward. This knee is down, is angled down to the ground. This knee's gone up, so the weight's forward, head's in place. And then from this point, my mission is still to keep the weight moving forward. So I've got to figure out how to get in that same position that I was with the first drill. And that's what's going on in my online golf school, Saguto.golf. I built up the platform for you to have this in your swing for consistent contact, shot after shot. So we're building up the system to do that, to have consistent contact point. And then we build up the system from there into the full swing. Hips moving more forward throughout the swing. I create a ball striking machine. Ooh, that's spanked. That feels great. My hips have never moved back. if every golfer just did this, the hips going forward, I feel like I'd be out of a job just because this problem is so common. And if you changed from hips moving back to hips moving forward, it changes almost everything in how your golf swing works. Like golfers saying, well, I can't keep my arms straight. Well, hips staying forward, there's the arms straight instead of the arms pulling in. Oh, I can't turn my shoulders enough. Okay, weight forward. It allows you to turn more. You're pivoting off the front side. Oh, I'm just too old, I'm not flexible enough, I can't turn my shoulders like you do. Well, you might find it's different when you keep the weight forward because it's a pivot point. It allows the hips to turn more, shoulders to turn more. You don't have to go to the gym to access all this power. It's just naturally occurring in your body from allowing you to work the hips a little bit differently than you have been. So changing your mindset on your hips could change the golfing world forever. And what I want you to do is share this with your golfing buddies. And I want to see how far this message can get across the globe, because if we can get the golf score, the average golf score, from 95 to 80 and even lower, I believe it can be done through one simple swing transformation. And that's through getting the hips to move continuously more forward. Life is good. If we got the whole world to do that, imagine just how happy it would be with a bunch of people striking the ball crispier than KFC. So Seguto golfers, thanks for tuning in today. If you're looking for a way to play the best golf of your life, check out my online golf school, SagutoGolf. It's a complete golf swing training program that will teach you how to do that shot after shot, building up good contact, getting those hips moving forward. It's structured for you to do that. Life is too short to play bad golf, so start playing the best golf of your life with SagutoGolf. Thanks for tuning in today, and I look forward to seeing you in a future episode.